threw me all the way off. That threw me all the way off. But we're good now, so let's hit it.
Of our Blended Journey podcast. As we dive into this episode, let's reflect on how we navigate our unique journey without kids. When we have purposely embraced a life filled with joy, minimizing the drama, and we have an unwavering commitment to happiness. Let's be clear. We've got nothing but respect for those individuals who have that lifestyle, but that is not our path. Our focus is creating a life that fulfills just us, my wife, and myself. I don't know if it was the shirt that I wore when Rico was alive in his picture. It was before I knew what the pineapple meant. Look, man, we're just not into that kind of stuff. If you are, that's cool, but we're just not into that kind of stuff. Honestly, let's talk about it. Drama increases connections, but we intentionally chose when we started this podcast, we said that we weren't going to do that. Fostered relationships that thrive on positivity and support, and find those who elevate us. We're not trying to bring any chaos to anybody's life, and not trying to have anybody bring chaos into our life as well. Lately, we have been navigating some challenging emotions. We had to say goodbye to our beloved dog, Thomas. That loss hit us hard. As we grieve this journey we're still walking through, as we heal, we're also having the conversation about what comes next. Could a puppy be in our future? Delicate balance between honoring the memories that we shared and the adventures of creating new joy. The last we're going to talk about our annual trip to Hilton Head. Welcome to episode 8 of our Blended Journey podcast. As we dive into this episode, let's reflect on how we navigate our unique journey without kids. When we have purposely embraced a life filled with joy, minimizing the drama, and we have an unwavering commitment to happiness. Let's be clear. We've got nothing but respect for those individuals who have that lifestyle, but that is not our path. Our focus is creating a life that fulfills just us, my wife, and myself. I don't know if it was the shirt that I wore when Rico was alive in his picture. It was before I knew what the pineapple meant. Look, man,
I think we already saw that one. What's up, everybody? We're back again. We had a little technical difficulties, but we came back strong. The echoing was annoying.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but we're back. Episode 8 of our Blended Journey podcast. Exciting to be here again with my wife, Tammy Horton. And how you feeling tonight, sweetie?
I'm feeling good, sweetie. How are you?
I feel great. We got some topics tonight. We got a lot to talk about tonight. So
we do have a lot to talk about tonight.
Where you want to start?
Let's start with Tommy.
Okay.
Now what has it been? A little over a week. We had to make that decision to have him put to sleep, and so that changes a lot of my role and responsibility because he's been such a big part of my life for 9 years, and I think that was your first experience to lose a pet in that way.
Yeah, I've never done that before, so it's really been kind of challenging. I didn't know, and I still don't know how to process. I'm just trying to be there for you, and kind of go through all that. So,
how was it for you that day? How was it for you to experience that for the first time?
I didn't like it. I don't like to see you in pain, so that's one thing. I just didn't like to see you feel, like that, because I know that was a huge part of your life. Having Tom was a huge part of your life, and it just did not feel good to see you go through that and having to deal with that. It just really, I don't know. I want to give you this space for you to talk. This is not about me. You know what I'm saying? This isn't about me at all. It's about
you.
It
is too, because it's your first experience, and I think that's part of. I think that leads into, we don't have drama in our lives. Not that we lead a perfect life. That's not what we're trying to portray at all. However, drama sells. Look at our little guy. He is a big part of our lives.
Yeah, he's been a big part of our life. I could say, like when in our blended journey, the only kind of issues me and you ever had was Tom. Like when we were first getting together, Tom he was very protective of you, and then we had to figure out a way to navigate to have him share space and share. My mom always said he was there first. She's always said Tom was there first, so you got to give him his space to be Tom. So it was I just don't like seeing my significant other in pain. So that's the toughest part with this for me, is to see you in pain, because that was not, and
I think going to Hilton Head was a distraction for me, because Tommy, I'm used to, because of the way our house is laid out and the stairs, he had several accidents on the like falling down the stairs, not bathroom accidents. So, it's weird to be in our home and not have him to carry, because I carried him up and down the stairs, because he would try to follow me everywhere. And, he had that fall on Thursday. His quality of life had just gone downhill. And I don't doubt that we didn't make the right decision with our little man, but, it's been strange in the house without that responsibility, without that friend, And Hilton Head was a distraction, and 10 hours is a long drive in a car. So of course I did the Googling and probably talked your ear off about, hey honey, and what did you say? Are you going to talk about dog every 2 hours? What did you say?
I said you're setting me up every 2 hours to talk about a dog. But you sent me this, and this is something that, like we kind of got to go over together. A loss of a pet can be an incredibly painful experience. We are often considered family members, and their absence can leave significant void in our lives. Here's some ways to cope with the grief. Number one, you sent this to me, so
right.
allow yourself to grieve.
Yeah, I think that was leaving so shortly after our losing him to Hilton Head. We had the trip already planned, so we weren't going to back out of it. And it was, a nice break, and we'll get into the Hilton Head trip later. But also it was hard to come back to, because every time we've left for vacation, whether the kids watch him, we pick him up, or the kids drop him off before we get home. That was when we get home from work, that was my first thing, was to take Tommy outside. Right. And so, giving myself time to grieve before we make that decision to jump in and get a puppy, even though I've already started what we need for a puppy list on my phone, which was just a distraction from the grief that's present, as well as, we did decide on a breed, and we can talk about that later. Are we prepared to have a new pet? I think we've researched the right pet. I think one of the things we talked about when we were on vacation is, I forget your exact wording, but it made sense. I understood. Tommy was a rescue. He was old when you came into our lives. And so he did require a lot of care, and finding a breed that's a little bit more independent, not something that I can baby all the time, because that's what I'm used to. And so that's where was one of the things that led us to look at the Westie breed.
Yeah. Like what you sent me, it's good that, like we've already created a memorial for Tom, and that's just one. We're going to create several more that I showed a picture of it a little bit earlier. And then talk about it, share your feelings with your friends, your family who understands. That can be comforting sometimes. Talking to someone has experiences similar, says I can't help. All I can do is have empathy and just watch you go through this. And then, and I can be honest, like it makes me apprehensive about getting an animal, because I don't want to see you go. I don't want to see you go through this pain. I don't want to see you go through anything like this ever. It's just not what I desire to see. And and it says join a support group, seek professional help, honor their memory, and consider a new pet. Number 7, consider a new pet when you're ready. Adopting another pet can help fill the void. However, make sure you're emotionally prepared for the step. Remember, everybody grieves differently, and it's okay to take your time to heal. And I couldn't agree more with this. This is when you sent me this and I read it, I was like, couldn't be more perfect for this situation because it just couldn't be more perfect.
And I think that's the conversations we've had, because shortly thereafter, grieving, after losing him, is like, let's go get a puppy today, right? Let's go. And then I'd be like, I feel like I'm not honoring him if I go get a dog today. Like, I feel like it's been hard. It's been, he was my first, I've lost cats in the past. I've had to make that decision. I think cats, in my experience, have had more medical signs that it was time for them to go. I don't know. It's been a journey, and it will, I'll always think of him and in a great sense.
I'm going to show you. I'm going to pull up a picture of the Westie. I've been trying to find it. I lost it, but I think I got it now. This is a picture of the new dog the new breed that we're looking at getting, a little Westie. So,
and there's two reasons behind that. First, I think I've shared with you probably a million times that, when we were kids, not everyone had cable, so you had a lot of commercials. And that Caesar dog commercial, there's a Westie, and my granny would always say, "One day I'm going to buy you that dog." And then finding out how independent they are. And I think that was something that's important to you.
Yes. Because it's important to me to not have a dog that's plus I want you to, selfishly for you, I want you to experience it feels like, not to have someone to depend on you, or you to depend on something else. What it feels like to wake up and not have to worry about the first thing you have to do in the morning is to take care of somebody else. I mean, you've been doing that for the majority of your life. I desire for my wife to feel what it feels like to not have to do that, to take care of yourself. You get up in the morning, go do something for you, go do something, make you feel better, to make, but I understand that does make you feel better. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to navigate this dance in this journey, blending a family with a dog, because I've never done that before, except for one other time. And, like I said, I didn't have that dog for long, and I'm excited about getting another dog. I'm scared.
I'm terrified.
Nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I just don't know. I don't know, but.
And I'm excited, because I'm excited to, but prior to even, and we've talked about this, prior to even meeting you, one of my goals or dreams is to be able to bring a dog into that therapeutic space. And now that you and I share a space, meaning you're on one side of the barbershop and I'm on the other, having that companion to go back and forth, to travel with us, to, we didn't get a chance to raise kids together.
Right.
And we already have a name and we have a breed. We just don't have the timeline, and I'm okay with that right now.
I think the timeline is going to work itself out. I think it's going to work itself out to yield to a perfect timing. I don't know what to say. I mean, this whole thing has taken me back. I knew that this was going to be difficult, but I didn't know how difficult it was going to be until we got here to where we're at right now. And now that we're here where we're at, we're navigating through it. Thing is, we're going to do it together. We're blending this. We blended this journey together this far, and we're going to keep it going. I mean, I guess I can go into.
I think you should go into Steve for a minute, because I think I'm not, idle hands, not having Tommy to take care of. Steve is skunk. That was funny.
I gotta see if I can find that.
Putting peanuts outside to feed Henry the squirrel.
Yeah, I didn't even download that picture. If you could text it to me, I can pull it up.
I'm doing it right now.
Oh, so you want to tell me the story? My wife, she feeds peanuts to the squirrels on our porch, You know, like I'm a cool dude. I don't care about that kind of stuff. Feed whatever you want to feed the animals just as long. But Henry gets in my damn tomato plant and eats all my tomatoes. He eats all my tomatoes, and he's a jerk about it too. He's not a nice.
Henry's a squirrel.
So Henry's not a nice squirrel. He goes to my tomato plants and grabs them off there and eats them right in front of my face. I got videos of it. I'm just not going to try to give him any play. I'm just not trying to give Henry any love. And then the other day,
when you were in your studio.
Yeah, I'm in the studio working on music. I gotta put
sent it.
I got it. So yeah, I'm in the studio working on some content, and I gotta find it. Okay, share screen. This. So we'll go back to this. I got to go back to this because hopefully this will be a reel that they take and they use AI on. Meet Steve. Steve is a skunk that is on our porch eating peanuts that my wife leaves out there. No, who? And all I could say is in all caps, no more peanuts on the porch. We got this is a live skunk.
And what was my reply back to no more peanuts?
I don't even remember. I was just like, what?
Steve is hungry.
Yeah, Steve is hungry, but that's not cool right there. I mean, I don't care who you are. That's not cool. That's not, I mean, it's like, because what if that thing sprays, thing sprays one of our animals, one of our cats?
Our cats aren't outside.
Fair enough. Fair
enough. Outside.
Yeah, this is something I don't understand. Like this is something.
I gotta admit, if you didn't know Steve smelled, he's a darn cute animal. He is very pretty. And honest to goodness, it was not my intention to feed skunks. I had no idea skunks like peanuts. And Steve isn't like Henry. Henry takes the peanut off the porch and puts it somewhere. Steve just sits there and eats as many peanuts as he wants. Because I wasn't going to go ask him to leave.
I went out there with my stick. With my stick, I was going to go out there and do something to Steve. But hopefully that thing never, ever comes back ever again. We're going to eliminate feeding peanuts to any animal on the porch.
About that TikTok, I wish I would have saved it where the husband kept getting mad at the wife for feeding the raccoons outside. And he goes out on the porch and the raccoon is in like his rocking chair, sitting with its back, just sitting there like a human eating food.
That's Henry. Henry goes to my tomato plant and just grabs tomatoes off that kind of stuff.
Well, not only does he grab tomatoes, he will sit them on your grill, half-eaten.
Half-eaten tomatoes on my grill. I don't even like that. I don't even like that squirrel. Man. I know we're talking about squirrels and animals and skunks on the porch because we have come to the realization we're boring. We're boring.
Let's talk about that.
We're boring, and I'm okay with that because we have made a decision in our life to put ourselves first. And you've sent me a couple of TikToks. I'm going to go into these TikToks so we can see exactly some advice or what have you from some people about how they.
I think the really great relationships have this motto that when their partner's upset, you just stop everything you're doing and listen. And I keep a notebook in my back pocket just for that purpose. So if Julie says, we need to talk, I whip out my notebook and my pen and I say, okay, I'll take notes. So I'm ready to listen to her. So when she comes into the living room now, I stop what I'm doing, close the computer and say, how you doing? What's on your mind?
I think
that's. Do you believe that? Do you believe that? Do you believe he does that? Do you think that's that's something that's healthy to do? Is that something that, like, okay, I mean, that's playing devil's advocate. He's saying his wife comes into the room and as soon as she says, I need to talk to you, he drops everything that he's doing and he goes and he tends to what his wife is saying that he needs to do. Is that, I
I don't know, because I would think that instance that between you and I the other day when I was renewing my license and couldn't find my CEUs, and you're telling me about moms, and I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah,
can you not write it? But
absolutely.
those license, and I'm trying. I think we navigate it for the most part well. I think we do have hiccups. You know, I've always said that Erica Badu song, "Put Your Phone Down." You know, I'll tease sometimes about that because we do get caught up. You know, we got to look at the age difference too. And not between you and I, but that man that we just listened to. I think
Yeah.
for the most part, we do put our phone down and we say, okay.
Sometimes I can admit that I don't. Whenever when I'm working on something and I'm working like in a dead middle of finishing something, because my phone is a part of how I create. You know, so if you're coming in hot and I'm doing something, I'll like, if I'm in the middle of trying to, finish a thought, I'll sometimes ask you, hey, let me finish this thought real quick for now. And, so it's not one of those things where I understand where he was saying that, you should prioritize your wife and put your wife and your husband should put, you should prioritize each other. I think the second guy might speak more truth to what we might be what we're saying.
I do like that old guy though. I'm waiting for you to get a notebook.
I got one, but it's just not for your. It's not for your.
I'm surprised you're not keeping a tally of how many times did my wife bring up a new puppy today.
Oh, geez, this guy, I like this.
I like this guy.
Fuck them kids because we
Let me
put
take
our
that back.
relationship first. That's why we say fuck them kids because we put our relationship first. That's why we say fuck them kids because we put our relationship first. And we make sure that she's getting everything she needs. I'm getting everything I need, and that is healthy and that is a great relationship.
And because we do that, our kids fall in line.
That's why we say
I'm playing again.
fuck them kids because we put our relationship first.
Now, we can stop right there when we say fuck them kids. We're not saying that to like fuck them kids. Like
Amy
that.
and Aaron taught us that last year at the Hilton Head.
But we're saying our relationship at this junction in this. Let me get this dude out of here too. Let me get this dude out so we can talk. Me and you can talk. And as far as our relationship, as far as this junction in our life, you are the most important person to me, and you come first. You come first. It's just
and vice versa.
You come first above my children are of age to where they can fend for themselves. So
I absolutely agree.
Point, you come first,
and you always come first. And I think, I think that adds the element of, what was that book I took on vacation? Something about it was a musician Suzanne and I had seen at a concert a couple years ago, Objects in the Mirror, and he talked about if him and his wife come across a couple that portray their lives without drama and being perfect, then that's a couple they don't want to be friends with. And I brought that to you on vacation, and I've, that's kind of conflicted because, and I look at the couples that we have in our lives, I don't want to say them by names, but we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. They seem happy, healthy, and in a great, perfect marriage. And those are the type of people I want to surround myself with. I personally don't want to surround myself with a group of wives that says you wouldn't believe, my husband folds his underwear wrong. Yeah, do we joke about he eats M&Ms in bed and I'm fasting? Things like that, but not anything, we communicate and talk about what goes on between you and I. And we don't take that outside for the most part.
Multitasking, a great asset being a manager, also works in relationships. Got to be able to juggle all that. Make them all think that they come first. Just handle it and prioritize. Coming from a single guy who kind of gets it now. Yeah, I mean, appreciate your comment, Brian. Appreciate you tuning in with us. Yeah, to back what you were saying, I lost my thought. But what you were saying about the prioritizing, and my kids are grown. They can do what they need to do. And at the end of the day, who's going to be there for, we have made a decision. We want, who's going to be there for us whenever we get older. And that's what we want to focus on. Oh, I know we're talking about the friends that we have. We have some great friends who, and I make it a point to surround myself around guys who are happily married, want to be in a monogamous relationship with their wives, people who are got more positive to say than negative. That's who I'm surrounding myself around. I'm not saying like I have single guy friends as well, but they respect my marriage. They're not gonna be like, hey T, let's go out here and go to strip club. Hey T, let's go out here and do this. Because it's not, for one, I wouldn't do that, but I'm just paraphrasing.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as like the new people, because there's new people that are coming around us, and the more we do this, the more we podcast, the more we are out in the public eye, more people are going to come around us, and they're going to want to get to know us, and they're going to want to get to know things. And here lately, damn it, I've been having a group of dudes make stupid comments about swinger shit, like pineapple this and pineapple that. And I did not know it. I can admit it. And I think I got a couple things that I understand, and I've got a theory of why they might think that I might go that way. But it's some idiots. I did this Me and You song back in the day. It was a Me and You video, and it's a TikTok whenever I didn't know. Yeah. It's not playing, but it was a TikTok. I feel like an idiot. Now that I'm doing my Me and You song, DJ Fanny Pack Me and You song, I'm making a swingers anthem because I'm socially engineering these songs to go to certain demographics. And now I'm finding out about the pineapple stuff, and I've been wearing this pineapple shirt around for the past 3 or 4 years. I've been wearing this pineapple shirt, and I was like, damn, people been looking at me crazy when I wear this shirt. This pineapple shirt, pineapple was like, I didn't know it was like that. I didn't know that pineapples were for swingers. I didn't know that. I didn't know pineapples were for swingers. And when I made that Me and You song, I made it, and I was socially engineering. And I was like, I wrote the song in 2013, and I wrote the song, and then I used to wear that pineapple shirt all the time, so maybe somebody assumed that, or people just assume. But just to set the record straight, we have nothing against anybody who has any type of lifestyle that you like to live. That's just not what we're into. We're vanilla. I'm into my wife, and that's it. And I'm like, that's it. That's in discussion. In the quickest way for me not to ever want to hang around you again, and for you to keep you far away from my family and far away from my wife, is to make some slick comments trying to get, like, come on, man. I know, I understand it's 2024, but we're going to stop it right here. And if there's any questions about it going forward, let's just refer back to this video, this moment in time, where we address this situation once and for all. And you got anything to say about it, honey?
When you brought it to me, I wasn't a little shocked. I think it was right before we left for vacation. Because I have, my circle's super small. You're friends with your clients, and I can't have those relationships, and so my core friend group is Carol and therapists, and so they know we're not.
I think it's just new people that are coming around us. Just new people.
And I've asked you several times, what are we doing to give that energy? What are we?
The pineapple shirt.
That was years ago.
People don't care. And then when we were on our way to Hilton Head, we had that you were giving me that pineapple towel. I said, we ain't taking this pineapple towel to Hilton Head.
Towel that ended up in our house. And
that's out of here from now on. I'm telling you, oh man, forget that. It's crazy. That is wild, man.
I
But,
don't know where it came from. It's not been brought to my attention only by you. So
being a boring couple that that we decided to like kind of do things on our own. What has that changed for you? Like how does that change? How has that challenge been? How has that changed your lifestyle?
being a boring couple.
Yeah, I'm trying to read that. I'm trying to read off of your.
I just read Brian's comment.
What did he say?
Well, shit, I just got a girlfriend because I thought maybe I could score with TARRIS Horton. Cancel my
Your team moves. Brian.
I mean, it was to the point that the sticker I bought you for your birthday had no way, shape, or form of being a pineapple, but it's hating so much that you took it down.
That's it. She bought me this. It's like a pineapple looking torch.
It's not a speaker.
It's a speaker, but it could look like a pineapple. If you're a fishing little weirdo, you could look at that and be like, oh, here's my shot. And because some people just don't care. Some people will. Brian, you are okay. You're good, dog. You say whatever the hell you want. That's funny. That's funny. Some weirdos will take that and be like, oh, yeah, here's my shot. And they don't care. And they try to sneak it in. But, I mean, I don't even know. I'm trying to figure out the next time that somebody does it, what approach I'm going to take. I mean, because I got it. I mean,
what approach have you taken?
I was like, hey, man, you can cut all that weirdo pineapple shit up. I said, that's all weirdo pineapple bullshit that we ain't even on. That's what I said last time. And then I didn't even want to deal with the dude. I was really excited about working with this guy. And he's like, oh, yeah, man, because the song's in my head called Pine and Apple. I said, oh, man, here you go on that weird old swinger shit. I ain't nobody got time for that. We ain't even on that around here. I'm here on business. And so I was like, I'm here on business, and you here trying to score, man. Get on that foot with this stuff, man. I mean, I put it in a song. They're gonna screw up their career trying to get a wet pecker, and I was men. I do not understand that for the life of me. Why men sometimes think with the wrong head, I'll never understand it. I'll never understand it. But that's neither here nor there, man. Just set the record straight real quick on that one.
Thank you for that. And I think to go back to, yes, our lives, I don't feel our lives are boring. I feel that I think one of the things that happened when we got together is, we kind of mirror each other's self-worth. And so as we continue our journey,
Brian, when you go to the store, next time you go to Kroger's and just put a bunch of pineapples in your cart, dog. Just go put your pineapples in your cart and turn them over and just ride around the aisle.
Put them in where the baby seat is.
I'm going to do that for just shit. No, I'm not. I'm just playing. I'm not doing that. That would even more acerbate this bullshit.
Okay, let me turn that around. What if your wife went and did that? Getting some apples.
What if what?
What if I went and did that?
Did what? Walked around up to the store with some pineapples. I'd be like, "What's wrong with you?" I'd be like, hey, I mean, I would know that I would know it would just be a joke, but I'd be like, "What is wrong with you?" That's just. But
it's kind of like instead of fucking with your dolls when you're not home and placing them all over your office, sitting a pineapple on your desk.
That's some crazy. Like I don't know if he told it. She takes my dolls and moves them around, and I'm convinced she hid my keys from me. I'm convinced she hid my keys. I'm convinced that she hides my dolls, but she didn't hide my keys.
I don't hide your dolls. I move them.
Well, maybe you moved my keys where I couldn't find them for like 3 days.
You put them in your car.
And then the day I get in the car, the day you get in the car, it automatically chirps up, and I'm like, oh, it just happens as it comes out. But hey, I'll take
And
it.
people think I don't think our lives are boring. We laugh like this almost every day.
Yeah, I'm hilarious. I think the funniest.
You're hilarious.
I mean, hey, I'm just saying, like this. I'm a pro. I'm going to keep you laughing every day. That's one thing I told you whenever we got married. I'm going to smack your ass every day, and I'm going to keep you laughing every day. I'm going to keep you. That's that. Smack you on that booty, pop, and keep you laughing. That's till the day I die. So there we go.
There we go. And I think going back to what we were talking about being boring, I think when we got together and as we connected our journey, we kind of mirrored each other's values and like looked around at who we were surrounding ourselves with. And, we put the focus on our journey. And, we've both experienced grief through this journey of losing friends in our lives.
Yeah, friends. I've lost my best friend. You've lost your best friend. I think it's losing, but I think the part of losing too is like the part of like the alcohol, how I don't drink, and how that has changed my friend group. And as I get new friends, like I've got a new friend of mine, he don't even understand how, like Nate, the guy I go play pickleball with, he doesn't drink anymore either. And so it's pretty cool to have someone, he's a family man, family oriented, loves his wife, loves taking care. It's just cool to go hang out with another man that's on the same thing that, but here's another thing about how you and I are different in our blended journey than other people's blended journey, and that's something that I lost focus on, that I'm glad that I'm back focused on, is if we can just encourage one other couple as we are documenting our life and doing this season 1 of our blended journey podcast, because we got 3 more episodes to go in season 1, and season 2 looks so great. And we can just, be encouragement to another couple as we move into our 4th quarter of our business and the exciting things that we have going in our lives, in our business, because it's going to be like after these 3 episodes, everything's going to change. You're going to start doing your groups. Our speakeasy's opening up. I'm hopefully going to be an elected official. We got a lot of exciting things. Then
And a puppy.
And a puppy.
I had to.
And possibly a puppy.
A puppy might cause the drama and conflict because I've never had a puppy. I don't know what it's like. I've always had adult dogs, or I've only had 2 adult dogs in my life. So I don't know what it's like to have a puppy.
Yeah, it's something we're going to have to.
And I think one of the things too, we bring something different to the table because we don't have children in our home.
Yes.
Because we have adult children. And I think, that sounds easy to some, but I thought of another point with that is I think it's challenging. It's been challenging becoming empty nesters because we have Boston and Christian, and then they flew the coop, and now we're alone, just each other, which is great. But because we're later in life married and our kids are primarily adults, forging those relationships is more challenging than if everyone was under the same roof, even every other weekend. Because at the end of the day, you and I are growing older, right? And so how are our children going to communicate with each other? How do we hold space and not force relationships, but bring all of the children together to see who can form their own relationships? And, Bailey and Christian and Andrew have formed a really great bond. But I think that's kind of a challenge because, again, we're not wanting to force relationships on adult children. However, it probably is at some point. I have 3 stepbrothers. I don't even know. It probably is important at some point for our kids to have some sort of relationship when we're 90 years old.
Or
Not.
That's wishful thinking. What we could do is we could plan something. Like
That's what I keep talking about. Like every 2 years, give the kids 6 months to decide if they're going to come, and then they've committed. and then we rent the Airbnb wherever it is for that long, and not make, let the relationships be natural.
I like that. I like
But I
that.
mean, it's been natural with Christian, Bailey, and Andrew, and I think it's been beautiful to watch.
I think if everybody lived closer, it would be something too. But I mean, the ones in like the Andrew and Christian and Cass, and they
Bailey,
well, we play wiffle ball together. So
volleyball.
volleyball, yeah. I mean, so we do family things together to encourage bonding. And that's one thing, I guess, like if we had to answer a question of what's something that we have done to encourage our bonding, we play sports with our kids still.
Mm-hmm.
We invite, like Carol, she comes and plays with us. So it's a family community thing to where we try to foster relationships between everybody. And yeah, like I said, we've got a lot of exciting things for season number 4. Do you want to talk about Hilton Head? Like, you want to talk about Hilton, our trip to this past?
Hilton Head, because of some circumstances with our friends, we ended up on this vacation by ourselves, which it's usually an annual trip that we take with Amy and Aaron. And Mr. Horton, what I realized, first of all, my biggest fear came true. There were sharks in that water.
There were sharks in the water.
It was a pool day the next day. I'm fascinated with sharks. I love sharks. However, I don't want to swim with sharks. And I think that we're spoiled because spending time in Vieques, it's the second time I've been there since we've been together, and spending that week there this last time, the water's clear. There's no one on the beach except some horses. You're swimming with sea turtles organically. That water's always looked the same every time we went to Hilton Head. I don't think it looks any different. But I also think we've created a life we don't run away from.
I agree. Because I never want to go back to Hilton Head when it's that hot ever again. I think that we have, like you said, we completely spoiled ourselves. And there was a pelican floating through the ocean, headless pelican floating through the ocean.
Because the shark ate it.
I think the shark ate the head, but I always take video everywhere I go. Everywhere we go, I'll take video. I didn't take one video. Well, I took maybe one, and I usually take 100. I think we have come to the decision that we are traveled out. We're going to stay home for a while and then wait until we get a little bit perfect time for you to segue into this means we can get a dog.
I was biting my tongue. No, that's not where I was going to go. Kind of and not. I think too, what followed us to Hilton Head, that obviously it did, and it wasn't something we discussed, was grief. I mean, it was just so soon after what we experienced. And I think some concern about what our friends were going through too.
Yes, I think that was a thing too, because I did not enjoy myself without.
I did not. I enjoyed myself always with you, and then here we are in the depths of menopause, and I'm telling you on Friday night, honey, it's so hot in here, and you're like, the air's on. Was that air on, Mr. Horton?
I don't believe so.
Last night, we came home a day early because we didn't want to interrupt our friends for what they were going through to get the contact information. It was probably in those folders on the table anyway.
80 degrees in there. It was 80 degrees in there. But the thing is like when we enjoy our time together, no matter where we are. But I believe, well, I can speak for myself. I enjoy our time together the most right now in our home, right here. Like when we were on vacation, we were laying in bed and I was scrolling. I was like, man, I wish I was at home right now so I could go upstairs, or I could go do this, or I could go outside and water my plants, or, these are, and I appreciate the fact that we have purposely blended our family to prioritize our marriage. So our marriage comes first. To our kids are going to be, if we put each other first, our kids are going to benefit.
Mm-hmm. absolutely. Absolutely. And then, if the situation were different and our friends were able to go, that's a whole different story. And it's
Yes.
not that you and I don't enjoy each other. We enjoy ourselves at home. It is getting that time of year to get the pumpkins out, to plant the mums, to do the grocery. I enjoy our weekends where we do the Walmart and then we run to Findlay Market and get the things that we need. That's I think this was a big, not slap in the face, but a big mirror that, hey, you've created the life you always wanted. Stop running from it.
Boom.
And you got this big election coming up, and we've got a lot of great things coming up. Excuse me.
So what the last topic, we had one more topic, the Hilton Head, and then we had one more topic that we've talked about everything pretty much. So
I've done everything.
Okay, for the last 15 minutes we can talk about what we have, because we only have three. We have, for people who are going back and watching this, and if you didn't know, this is our Blended Journey podcast episode, or season 1, and our season 1 was our third quarter of our business of Horton's Consulting. We have a business together called Horton Consulting. So our first project together was our Blended Journey podcast, and I love it. I think it's went great for our first thing, and then now the next step for season 2 is we're going to take this thing out on a location. So you'll be able to sit in if anybody's interested and they want to come and watch us shoot a live episode. You'll be able to come to Horton Social Corner, and you'll be able to go to Eventbrite and sign up, and you'll be able to get some mocktails or cocktails. There'll be a whole experience. It's going to be a whole Blended Journey podcasting experience where we're going to bring the podcasting experience to you. And I'm extremely excited about that. And I'm also excited about your groups. And if you want to, I'd like for you to take a second to talk about what you have going on as far as like where you're going to be going with your groups and why, because this is a great, and I might just interview you. And okay, so you being a trauma informed therapist who specializes in those fields, how, with our Blended Journey podcast and us moving toward couples, and you taking your practice moving toward couples therapy, what are some of the things that you are going to do in your practice, that and coupling it with people who are like you, who are going through menopause and perimenopause?
Well, a couple of groups. I'm excited. One of them, I forget what episode we talked about, but everyone's probably going to get sick of hearing perimenopause and menopause, but I want to spread the word as loudly as I can, since we spend, over 40%, 50% of our lives in menopause. The divorce rates are higher when women are going through perimenopause and menopause. There's a plethora of things that go on within our body. There's a lot of mental health issues that happen. And so I was seeing this behind closed doors, playing out in couples, playing out in individuals. I don't know why I don't like my husband anymore. The medical field is not versed in dealing with menopause and perimenopause. So what I wanted to do, not only my clients, I'm spreading it out to whatever women would like to join, but I'm offering a group starting in October that I'm going to bring 12 women together in perimenopause and menopause. And let's start a support group. And let's talk about what these experiences are, because it's always been a hush-hush subject. No one talks about the mental health effects. No one talks about the physical effects. No one talks about the relationship effects. I mean, how does it affect you when I'm on top of the covers and all the covers are piled around you and you can't move? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm hot. I'm doing pellets. Some people are doing creams. The last doctor I saw at St. E, she's like, I've had it, an hour on menopause training. And so everyone has different journeys in that. And so I want to bring these women together. It'll be a 12-week group. And I'm going to have some guest speakers. I want Carol to come and talk about nutrition. I want an exercise, and I want Zero Gravity to come, talk about, they offer couples rates for, pellets and hormone testing, and really it was creating that space for women to say, I don't fucking feel good and I feel like I'm losing my mind. And hopefully that support group holding that space will get some people talking about it,
In my on my timeline on Facebook, I see lots of people talking about menopause and perimenopause. Women in my age group, like in my timeline that I went to high school with, they're like, I'm so hot. They had this one was a meme of a lady who had a fan blowing on her while she was she was sleeping. It was the fan was blowing on her while she was sleeping, and she was like, I'm so hot. And it makes me think about our house whenever the windows are open in our house. And
it's like, oh my God, for the first time I can use covers. Please don't complain.
Oh man, because in our house, and you can see, like I'm going to show this, like that window right there is easternly. It blows this way, and it's like a wind tunnel. It goes, you can hear it blowing that window, and our bedroom is right attached to it. And there's two windows, and my wife the other night when it was 54 degrees had the windows open, and I'm telling you, it was freezing in there. It was crazy. I think Brian's got another comment.
Yeah, we love you too.
All right, good night, man. He said, I gotta break her down to the let her down.
Me with the pineapples.
Let her down easy, bro. Let her down easy. Hey, man, you might be into that just because it might be your thing. Oh yeah, but the couples, the 12,
group for couples,
the 12 week. I mean, like the both of your groups. Both of them are no, both of them. They're going to be 12-week groups. They're going to be
12-week closed groups, meaning who begins will end with that journey. There won't be allowed. I'm going to do a closed group, so no one else is allowed to join. That way, that safety is created. And in the other group that I'm starting, that's going to meet once a month. I haven't decided exactly on the title of it. But navigating difficult co-parenting issues, because that is something that I'm seeing behind my.
Say that one more time, sweetie. I think you might have. Bro, I want you to make sure that the people hear you. What you're saying? Exactly what you just said.
Navigating difficult co-parenting situations. That's not what the title is going to be. I'm still tweaking that. But it was something that I took to one of my girlfriends' practice too. I'm like, hey, I have this idea. I'm seeing horrible things behind closed doors and co-parenting, constantly in and out of court, friends of the court, guardian ad litems, my family wizard app, being accused of horrible things. And my girlfriend who owns a private practice, Healing Haven, she's like, I'm seeing it too. And so I want to hold that space and have some resources for parents who are navigating how to co-parent with a difficult ex.
And I do believe, like that's a skill set that should like with divorce rates being so high, and we understand that two people just sometimes shouldn't be together, even if you have children. But if you care about the children, and I know I have not been the best co-parent, I can admit it, you know what I'm saying? But I have also been a excellent co-parent. So, like those are things that I'm so grateful that you're starting these groups to open up to where people can feel comfortable and have a professional moderated. I mean, there's nothing against anybody who has any kind of others who does what they do, but you being a licensed professional and seeing the things that you see and having the skills to identify things, because people probably wouldn't even understand if you like when you break down couples things and you're like, all right, so tell me about your childhood. They're like, what's that got to do with this couples therapy? Like, I'm here for couples therapy and you're asking me about my childhood. I mean, because that's the way I was whenever we first went to couples therapy. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, why so normalizing people talking about it to create a good mental, emotional, intelligent landing spot for each other, and that just creates better relationships and stronger couples. Because at the end of the day, our Blended Journey podcast has been and will always be a place that we are, for one, we're documenting our relationship for our great grandkids and our grandkids, and so they can see exactly, hey, this is, they don't have to say, oh, they're going to speculate what we were like as a couple, because we're going to show you in our way. And two,
And I want to stop that real quick. And I also think you and I both, if there is a conflict, we're going to bring it to this podcast and talk about it. It is not that we're sitting here being fake. We've had some difficult last couple of years. We had a lot of loss and a lot of grief and difficulty. I was having a hard time, navigating empty nest, and then got hit sideways with very bad. And so we're not shy of bringing, hey, we're going through this right now. It's not that we're out here to say, oh, look at us, we're perfect. We're not.
Yeah, we're not. That's what I was saying. We're not perfect. That's if we can be encouragement to another couple to say, oh, they're not perfect, and they're still every day getting up, making it priority to be good husband and wife to each other, making it priority to have good communicational skills with each other. Because I think that's one thing that keeps our relationship going is we made it our conscious effort to say, if we want something, if we have to talk about something, we're going to talk about it. We're not going to hold it in. We're not going to be silent treatment of each other and huffing and puffing around. We're going to say, hey, this is what I got going on. And, let's get to the bottom of it. And it's awesome. I think it's great.
But we're also willing to bring whatever we're going through here.
Yeah. We ain't going, well, yeah. I mean, like drama sells. Drama sells.
Right now, our kids are all grown and out of the house. We don't know who's going to be knocking on the door. If somebody does, we'll bring it here.
They can come. They can
and
go there.
A puppy. See where I'm going with that?
Nice segue. The thing that I'm excited about the most for the next week, we got 3 more episodes to go.
And you got an election, and you got Horton Social Corner opening up.
Yeah, those are the 2 things. And I'm excited the most about our Blended Journey podcast season 2, because like I said, we're taking it to a location. So we'll have a live studio audience. We'll have some interaction, like this is you and I right here right now, which is great, but we'll have you and I sitting at a desk or sitting at a chair, and being able to have people come and sit down with us, and just growing our podcast every year.
I'd like to have Carol and John come too.
That'd be dope. That'd be awesome.
I think they should be a part of it with their Blended Journey. They got 10 years plus experience on us.
Yeah, so definitely, they could definitely add some great knowledge. Speaking of, I think we got 3 minutes left. Is there anything else that you want to bring to the forefront?
Honestly,
you say something about a puppy again?
I picked out a frog backpack for a dog to carry today and put it in our Save for Favorites on Amazon so that Carl can pack his own toys when we go to the office. Honey, if it helps with the grief, please give me that space. I didn't purchase it. I put it in the Save for Favorites.
You can do whatever you can do whatever you like if that's the way the song is. Well, that's our episode number 8. Thank you for tuning in. If you can watch now or watch later, I'm going to put this ticker at the bottom, patreon.com/AskTarris Horton. Get used to that, because all our content is going to be going to Patreon very, very soon. Like first quarter January 1st are both mine and my wife's content, and we'll be going to Patreon exclusively. So everybody, enjoy your evening. Live happy, healthy, wealthy. Love you, sweetie.
I love you, baby.